Do you see me? Because I can see you. And today on the vlog, we are going to do something a little more, well, it's a little different than what I normally do on the vlog. I'm joined by my son, Chris. This is Chris.
Well, hello there.
Well, hello, he says. He's single.
Ready to, I mean, no.
Anyway, so what we're going to do today, it's kind of an interesting twist. I love to share creativity among people, and one of my friends, Joe Brown, a good guy, a good Christian guy. He's a Christian rapper. He's kind of the head of The Blessings Are Real. And before you judge and leave, what we're going to do today is listen to his newest track that hasn't been released yet, and just give you a reaction video to it. So Joe asked if I could do this, and I don't mind this. I mean, if you guys want me to look at your content or give you a reaction to it and do that on here on the channel, I'd love to do it. And so Chris is going to join me.
Yes, I am a avid, hip hop rap listener. I love it.
Yeah.
So much. I listen to a lot of Christian rap, so I'm kind of diverse in the rap game. In the Christian rap game, I mean, I listen to some secular rap, but mostly Christian rap. So
here's what I think we're gonna try to do. We're gonna do the gross. We're gonna split headphones, and I'm gonna actually kind of overlay the audio.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to overlay the audio onto the track so you can hear a better, crisper example of it. And he and I are gonna have headphones in, and then we can sort of react to it. But hang on, wrong side.
Yes.
Take that one. So. Before I get into this, thank you guys for being here today. Thank you for being part of the community. If you haven't yet, while I'm pulling this up, please go ahead and click the subscribe button down below, and follow on, my nose is running, follow on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all that jazz. All right, so here we go. We are going to start listening.
Starts off aggressive.
The world don't love me. Hey, tell me what you talk about. The world don't love us. Why? Jesus is the focal point. You can't stop me now. You can't stop us now. No way. You can't stop me now. You can't stop us now. No way. I come through as bold as a lion, Holy Ghost fire. They want to cut the head off the leader, praise the Messiah. If you take the head, follow it goes.
I don't think I've heard this kind of style from him before.
Not from Joe.
Not from Joe. It's a lot more like,
well,
it's quick.
I don't know. I think I've heard a version of this from Joe.
No, it's a lot more aggressive. The beginning is catchy. Catchy.
I kind of want to look at the lyrics. Like I want to know what the lyrics are.
Gotta listen to them.
I know. I want to listen to it again.
That's the beauty of rap. You listen to a song once, and then you hear one thing, and you listen to it again, you hear another whole entire message.
And eventually, by the time you're older, you're like, oh, that's what they said?
Yeah.
Look at the body. I'll never be a Catholic, Muslim, or a Hindu. I still got love for the sinners, never the sin. I'm patient with you, brother. The world don't want us to win. They want to keep us locked up in chains, stuck in the pen. Systematic addicts, drugging my people that go to train. You feeling like it's okay? No way. Every side effect ain't okay. By the way, they laughing at your gang bang. Kill away. They cutting out the middle class. You better pray. It's like I'm looking through an hourglass. The time fades. We walking around like zombies through the sun rays. Like
he's talking about how the world's trying to keep us in chains so we can walk around like zombies. That's deep.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that I keep hearing a lot from especially Christian rappers is the idea that the world tries to hold us down, and that's I mean, it's important to know that because we're constantly being tricked and duped into things that
the song title is "World Don't Love Me."
Right. And I think what he's implying to is that because he's a Christian, he believes the world doesn't love him. Like they just kind of push you out, like you're crazy.
Not just. I think that in general,
radical.
It doesn't matter if you're Christian, Hindu. It doesn't matter what religion you are. What the world just doesn't love you. Yeah. The world's cruel. It's a cruel world out there, boys and girls.
So we're about a minute 11 through. I don't know how long.
Like zombies through the sun rays, seem like everybody in debt and check crime pays. They don't want the unity and community. Let it rain and when it pours. Who's to blame? I'm preaching every day, God. I see pain. There goes another one and loose change. Posted at the corner store, and what a shame. Holy Ghost fill me, my cup it run runneth over, the oil dripping for me. Anointed, appointed, Father, the Lord, they want me to bleed. White supremacy and call him the wolf of the Wall Street. Everybody ain't racist, but look what you call me. The world don't love me.
Chorus.
Tell me what you talk about. The world don't love us. Why? Jesus is the focal point. You can't stop me now. You can't stop us now. No way. You can't stop me now. You can't stop us now. Every school up in my city and they all closed. We paying for some water we can't drink, so.
That was a reference to the infrastructure and system that's not, managed due to financial, just people being ridiculously greedy.
Don't forget that we can bathe in the plague of war. They put their hand up on the Bible when they took an oath. Behind the scenes secrecy, they take us for a joke. They put their head up out the window while they doing coke. It's like an everyday struggle, we was on the boat. I see refugees dying cause they want to go live a better life than slavery.
Like fake people are.
Yeah.
In this verse, I think he's talking about how fake people can be.
And I don't think any of us would disagree. That regardless of your political affiliation, whether you're right, left, center, mid, green, orange, pink, whatever, it doesn't even matter.
Everyone's fake. I can be fake at times.
Human trafficking, babies, organs, and side notes. Intercessory for the land with my eyes closed. Cannibalism and voodoo is wicked tree. A Satan is burning in hell, Lord, set me free. I rebuke the government, they got their eyes on me. Rich for the rich, they stick it to the poor, please. God got servants and we working even overseas. Missionaries, we call it outreach and got a need. I ain't playing with the devil, he beneath me. Love over fear, fear of a God King. Jesus Christ is my savior.
I like that line. Love over fear, fear over God. Or fear under God. I believe what was that? I might go back a little bit. I like that line.
Oh, okay. Love over fear, fear of a God the King.
Yeah, love over fear, fear of a God a King.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a dope line.
Jesus
like
Christ
that.
is my savior, let my soul sing. I see hate up in your eyes when I tell you I'm a Christian. You scared of the unknown that I know. I got a relationship.
Like that line is, I see hate in your eyes when I tell you I'm a Christian. I think that's what Joe's trying to get to.
There's some kind of weight to you being a Christian when you see when you go out in the world. We're labeled as such critical, mean-spirited. You're going to hell if you don't believe what I believe. Right. Kind of people. And I agree with Joe. Like, I hate that stereotype that we're set with, but it's like it's so common still. Even in the mega churches, people are very critical of people, and it's.
Yeah, and I think it's common because there's it's the same thing as anytime you use a broad brush to paint a picture of any community, and so it really is it's a form of discriminating because of something you are, right? And so we talk about. In the world, we talk a lot about, no discrimination, but I feel like, and I feel this come through in Joe's song, is that it's discrimination. You're discriminated against because you're a Christian sometimes. Yeah. Like, people look at you like, Christian.
Yeah, like, and that's why people, generally, Christians float towards Christians. Like, that's why it's getting to the point to where it's closed off and people don't want to,
Yeah, which is not the way it
share the gospel.
Be,
our whole entire religion is about doing all things in love.
Right.
Going out into the world, sharing the love of God to everybody.
Right.
But when it gets to the point to where people just think that we're trying to tell them that they're a bad person.
Right.
We just get so defeated and we just stop. It's like we're getting rejected all the time,
And I think it's important to note that as a Christian, my perspective is it's not my job to tell anybody that they're a bad person. I'm a bad person. I'm a horrible person. I try not to be, but so do you. So does everybody else. And so I don't think that that's what it's about. So all right, so let's keep going. So I think I hear him pulling in you're just.
It's a deep song.
I got a relationship with the Father, and I know everybody committing, critiquing, socially conscious, media driven. The world don't love me. Hey, tell me what you talk about. The world don't love us.
Takes out all of the bass.
Jesus is the focal point.
Just literally
you can't stop me now. You can't stop us now. No way. You can't stop me now. You can't stop us now. No way.
Yeah, I like how he takes it out. It's kind of like this your pondering moment from the verse.
Thinking till the covenant broken, then Jesus came back to fulfill what was spoken. Jesus came back to replace what was broken. Jesus came back since the keys that was stolen. He died on the cross for our sins. He was chosen. He rose on the third day and risen with power. They hated him first, so of course I'm a problem. My spiritual body eternally drowned. Before I go, I got a vendetta. I'm working through its night. Each and every hood and direction.
Hold up, that. I don't think like that right there. That's what I call like a. That there is like, I forget what they call it. But
spit it out. What is it?
It's like it's like a chorus. It's a bridge pretty much. That there is like, you listen to that bridge because it's got some like serious lyrics there. He's talking about the resurrection of God came back to save us.
And he's talking. It's personal.
Yeah.
My sins, he was chosen, he rose on the third day and risen with power. They hated him first, so of course I'm a problem. My spiritual body eternally drowned. Before I go, I got a vendetta.
Spiritual body eternally drowns. Mm-hmm. It's a deep song, man.
Hated him first, so of course I'm a problem. My spiritual body eternally drowned. Before I go, I got a vendetta.
So when he says before I go, that means before he's done with the song.
Before he's done with the song, but
As was that speaking when it came? Do homosexuals reproduce? No. Do lesbians reproduce? All the men turn into women and women to the men.
Hold on, that's a line right there. All the men turn into women and women turn into men.
well, and just before that, he talked about reproduction. And,
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Whew, the
perspective is
that's a big.
You know,
that's
as a
it.
Christian, you know, we look at it as a very plain and simple thing that.
God made you who you are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we even look at it even.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even strip it down further than that and just say, you know, God created us male and female so that we could reproduce. We're not asexual. We need to be.
We are either male or female.
Reproduce, right? And so one of the things that the Bible talks about is that He commands us to go in and populate the earth.
Yeah.
And to be fruitful and multiply is how it's said. And that statement alone is kind of a reference to His statement. There's reference to that.
I like that line though.
Of God, right?
All these men turn into women. All these women turn to men. Mm-hmm. I was like,
yeah. I mean, it's a perspective of Christianity, and that's not to say that, like, you know, we want to walk into the life of somebody who's struggling with that and thinking through that and working through that themselves, and say, you know, I have a vendetta. I don't have a vendetta against anybody.
Yeah, that when people hear that, like Christians, like they don't, like, I've gotten asked this, like, oh, if one of your friends was gay, would you support him? I wouldn't support what he does. I would support him in love because that's what God says to do, but it goes against what I believe in, and I don't believe that a man should be with a man.
Right.
I'm not saying that I'm gonna just disown the person.
Right.
You know, that's deep.
While our women chilling at home, they raising every kid. Now tell me why your sons got those tendencies. So much stuff that I can talk about, but I'm patiently waiting. And the household's messed up. Husbands cheating on their wives, wives on their husband, even from the church.
Yeah, so that's deep too. I'm just talking about relationships.
Husbands cheating on their wives, wives on the husbands.
I mean, that's just. I don't care if you're a Christian or not a Christian. Like
that's just wrong.
It's just wrong.
Yeah.
On their husband, even from the church, man, dying for some loving. Not speaking about a saint, but they talking about I'm bugging. The world don't.
What do you say there? Not talking about church, but they're talking about how.
Not speaking about a saint, but they talking about I'm bugging. The world don't
Bugging, maybe.
tell me what you talk about. The world don't love us.
Just the end. The hook out. I like the beat in general. I just like bass heavy beats personally, cause like I got a sub in my car and I like to blast good bassy music. And this one's got a nice beat.
It's got a good beat.
Altogether, Joe, that's a really good song. I like it.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of good topics to talk about, people to think about. I mean,
well, you held nothing back, Joe.
Yeah.
I think that's what I would say.
You spoke your mind.
So I can't remember the guy's name, but I know that I'm going to try and find the video and link it below. It was an atheist, very well-known atheist, who had a Christian come up to him after his show. Mm-hmm. And what he did was he walked up with the Bible and said, listen, I need to tell you. And he goes, I know you don't believe in Christ. I know you don't believe in the Bible. I know you don't believe in God.
Yeah.
But I needed to tell you about this because it's important to me. Like, I believe in it, and I don't want you not to know what I know.
Yeah.
And this atheist talks about it. He said, listen, he said, plain and simple, I don't believe you. I don't believe the Bible. I don't believe Christianity. But I appreciate him because he has conviction, and so conviction means a lot. Mm-hmm. If you believe in something, especially in something that talks about eternal damnation, and you don't share with other people, I mean, that's just, I think that's rude. I think it's inconsiderate. And so this atheist talks about the fact that, you know, if you are a Christian, your job is to share. If you believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that damnation is coming for people who don't know who God is, you need to share that. And so he was very.
That's what the Bible. That is like one of the That's the biggest rule in the Bible. God said to go and tell the world, be disciples.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call it a rule. I would just say it's like a mandate for us. It's something that we need to do. And so we show the world through a couple different things. This is what I'm going to say, just to wrap it up. I mean, I think we show the world in the way we love each other and the way we love the world around us. And
not how we tell people.
Yes.
It's our example that we present.
Right.
And yes, we're not like Christians are nowhere near perfect.
No.
Just saying that.
But we like to believe we are, just like everybody is. I mean, take the last argument you were in. I mean, you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that your perspective was the right perspective.
Yeah.
Well, if your perspective is the right perspective, then why was there an argument? I mean, if there's an absolute truth to your words, right? Does that make sense?
Well,
so there's always two sides, and we just take this line, whether we're Christians, non-Christians, Muslims, it doesn't matter. We take this line where we just know, and so we go in hard, fast, instead of going in with love. And I think that's the important thing that most people miss in the Bible, is it talks about doing it in love, and it talks about doing it with long suffering. In other words, taking a long time to tell that story. And so I've worked with people for 20 plus years, and I do that through a very long, sustained period of time of just being involved in their life.
Yeah, and you've told this before. You don't go and you don't directly talk to somebody. You wait for them to ask you.
To be open.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You wait for them to have that want to hear that.
Right.
You don't want to force them to have the want.
Exactly.
It's important. That's an important distinction.
It is.
So yeah, I don't in my workspace and my stuff, I don't respond to people. I don't directly go, I'm a Christian, and shove it down their throat until people ask me.
Yeah.
You know, so it's important.
Yeah, it is. So, I mean, this is the first time I've ever done this, and it was a Christian song, and so some of you watching it are not Christians, and that's fine. Some of you watching it are Christian, and that's fine. I am going to tell you that I believe that there is a God. I believe he loves you, and I believe that he has a purpose for our lives. He has a purpose for what we're doing, and he specifically sent his son to die for us. I mean, that's what we just celebrated Christmas. A lot of people don't realize, I mean, you're celebrating the birth of Christ at Christmas. That's what it's all about.
Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the gift that's under the tree really represents the gift of Christ to our lives, and it's supposed to be just a small glimpse of that joy. Yeah. And so, anyway, it's a good song. I'm gonna have to listen to it a few more times to get some more stuff out of it, some more words and things like that. But there you go. I'll link below to Joe's page and Joe's social media. You can go ahead.
He also has a group that he's in, TBAR, I believe.
Well, he's actually like the lead of that group. It's called TBAR. It's The Blessings Are Real. And there's a large group of people. I've actually done a music video for James in that group.
I actually acted in that, if you want to check it out.
He acted in it. So he was the rich kid.
Rich kid.
Yeah. But, there you go. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, no problem. I enjoyed listening to the new song. Yeah. Got that exclusive listen. Listen. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah. And, again, do me a favor and click subscribe. Thanks, Joe, for giving me the opportunity to listen and do a first listen on the channel here. And look forward to doing different stuff like this in the future. So, vlog for December 26th. And yes, my Christmas decorations are still up. Can you see me?